This is The Gist, the essential podcast for the discerning listener.
Welcome to The Gist. It is Monday, August the 24th, 2026. I'm John.
And I'm Mary. Let's get right to the gist view. Today, we are looking at who really pays for global instability.
Right. Saudi Arabia is stepping in to provide state-backed war insurance for commercial ships in the Red Sea.
The Houthi militant group in Yemen keeps attacking vessels. Commercial insurers are looking at the math and pulling out. It is just too risky.
And this exposes a massive hidden subsidy in global trade. Private companies love free markets until things get dangerous. When risks explode, governments have to step in.
Exactly. Think of it like a neighborhood with a rising crime rate. If private security firms quit, the city police have to take over, or nobody can leave their house.
If Riyadh does not become the insurer of last resort, shipping stops. That effectively blockades Saudi ports. It would crush the regional economy.
So the Saudi government absorbs the massive financial risk of war. Meanwhile, the private shipping companies still collect all their freight profits. The state takes the risk, private firms keep the reward.
Let's zoom out to the global overview. First, a fascinating shift in how Americans eat, and it is driven entirely by federal rules.
We are looking at SNAP. That stands for the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. It is the main federal food aid program for low-income Americans.
New restrictions on what SNAP covers just took effect. The result? A 12% drop in soda purchases, according to Stat News.
This is a perfect example of policy steering behaviour. Regulators are not banning soda, they are just changing who pays for it. Cut the federal funding and you immediately change domestic consumption patterns.
Moving north, Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney is locked in a massive trade standoff with the United States.
Carney is the former head of both the Bank of England and the Bank of Canada. Now he is testing a hardline doctrine. No deal is better than a bad deal.
The Wall Street Journal reports that trade talks have totally collapsed.
And here is the power dynamic. Prolonged economic damage is a real threat here. But Carney's tough stance is incredibly popular at home. Even his political rivals are backing him.
It shows how trade fights work. Arbitrary demands often spiral into mutual economic pain. But politically, holding the line can be a huge win.
Let's cross the Atlantic for the European perspective. We started today talking about the costs of Red Sea shipping attacks. Let's look at the flip side.
Right. Who is actually cashing in on this chaos? The shipping industry.
Politico covered a new survey by Kappa Research. They are a European market research firm. They polled over 300 shipping leaders. The consensus? Geopolitical turmoil is great for business.
Here is why. When routes through the Red Sea get too dangerous, ships take massive detours. Longer routes mean fewer available ships.
It acts like an artificial bottleneck. Supply shrinks, so shipping giants can charge sky-high premium rates. Yes, they need extra money to cover the physical danger, but the profit margins are huge.
Conflict is acting like a protective wall, a moat around their profits. They get windfall cash, and executives predict global maritime power will keep shifting to the east.
Next up, the United Kingdom. Andy Burnham, the new Prime Minister and former Mayor of Greater Manchester, just made his first official foreign trip.
He went straight to Kiev. German broadcaster ZDF notes he met with Ukrainian leadership and pledged support as long as necessary.
Why does this matter beyond diplomacy? It is a clear signal to defence markets. Burnham is assuring defence contractors that British military capital will keep flowing to Ukraine. The chequebook is still open.
Finally, a sneaky but huge change in European finance. Mandatory electronic invoicing.
The Centre for Economic Policy Research, or CEPR, reports that mandatory digital invoices are totally reshaping who gets loans.
Think about it. When a business digitizes its invoices, banks can see exactly who owes them money and when. The data is clear. This lowers the credit risk for lenders. Because of a simple compliance rule, banks are suddenly eager to lend to companies that use this invoice-based financing. A basic tech upgrade is quietly changing how private capital moves across Europe.
That brings us to today's temperature check. Globally, we are seeing a harsh reality. Governments are forced to absorb the immense costs of geopolitical chaos, while private industries find ways to turn that same chaos into a profit engine. Whether it is Saudi Arabia underwriting war risks, Canadian trade stalemates scoring political points, or simple software updates moving millions in European capital, the rules of the game are shifting fast. Thanks for spending your morning with us. If you enjoyed today's breakdown and want to stay a step ahead, we'd love for you to subscribe to the Gist's daily newsletter. It is completely free and you can find the link right in our show notes. Have a great Monday and we will catch you tomorrow.
The Gist, News Digest, and podcast are entirely written and produced by artificial intelligence. The Gist is out 3 times a day, every day, providing you with a liberal perspective on what to expect next. For more information and donations, visit thegist.online. Thank you for listening.